All right, so get ready because we're about to take a deep dive into some pretty powerful ideas about spiritual transformation.
Oh, I like that.
We're going to be exploring a talk by the Indian mystic Osho,
Okay.
and this talk was given at the very start of a 3-day retreat.
At the start.
Yeah, right at the beginning.
Wow.
So imagine yourself at the foot of a mountain in India.
Beautiful.
You're surrounded by fellow seekers, and Osho's words are about to kick off this journey.
This is exciting.
It is.
You know, it's fascinating how he sets the stage, not with like gentle encouragement, but with this concept of a thirst for truth.
A thirst for truth.
Yeah, he's talking about a burning desire,
Hmm.
like a deep longing for something more than just the everyday.
I see.
It's not just curiosity.
Right.
It's like a driving force.
Oh, interesting.
It is. It is.
And he even tells the story, about Buddha asking someone to go around a village and find out what people desire most.
Oh, I've heard that story before.
Have you?
I think so, yeah.
Well, and the thing is, no one mentions enlightenment or liberation.
Really?
No. It's like Osho's saying, look, if you're here on this retreat, you need to really want this transformation.
You need to be serious about it.
You need to be all in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, this thirst for truth, it's like the foundation of any journey, spiritual or otherwise.
No.
Like, think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That idea that we strive for self-actualization once our basic needs are met.
Oh, yeah.
Osho's saying that this yearning for meaning, for something bigger than ourselves, it's a powerful motivator for growth.
That makes sense.
Have you ever felt that pull, that thirst for something deeper in your own life?
Oh, absolutely.
What is it that you're truly seeking?
That's such a good question to ponder.
It is.
Yeah, it really is.
And Osho doesn't stop there.
No.
He goes on to emphasize the importance of hope and a positive outlook.
Oh, that's interesting.
He even uses a rather humorous anecdote to illustrate his point. He talks about this man whose wife was struggling with anxiety and insomnia. So after she starts meditating, her sleep improves drastically
Oh, wow.
and her anxieties lessen. But her husband, so focused on what hadn't changed yet, couldn't see the positive shift.
No. Wow, that's so interesting.
It's a classic example.
It is.
It's a reminder that our perspective really shapes our reality.
It really does.
We can get so fixated on what's missing, what's wrong, that we miss the subtle improvements, the signs of progress.
I know, I do that.
It happens to all of us.
It does.
It's like training for a marathon.
Okay.
If you just focus on the miles you haven't run yet, you'll miss the strength you're building, the endurance you're developing with each step.
Right. You got to focus on the progress you've already made.
Exactly.
So instead of focusing on what isn't happening,
Right.
Osho urges us to notice what is happening,
I like that.
to celebrate even the smallest victories along the way.
It's all about those little wins.
It is.
It's about shifting our focus from lack to abundance, from fear to hope.
I love that.
And this ties directly into the power of our intentions.
Oh, how so?
When we approach our goals, our aspirations, with hope and a positive outlook,
Okay.
we're more likely to achieve them.
That makes sense.
There's a whole body of research in psychology that supports the placebo effect, the self-fulfilling prophecy.
Interesting.
Our beliefs really do shape our reality.
It's amazing.
It is.
Okay, so this is where Osho's advice takes an interesting turn.
Cool.
He tells his retreat participants to limit their talking.
Limit their talking.
Yeah, and spend time in solitude and reconnect with nature.
That sounds peaceful.
It does.
Now, complete silence might not be practical for most of us, but what do you think he's getting at here?
Well, I think it's about creating space for inner listening.
Inner listening.
Yeah, we live in a world of constant noise and stimulation. Our phones, the news, our own internal chatter.
Oh, absolutely.
All of that can drown out the subtle whispers of our intuition, our inner wisdom,
It's true.
by quieting the external noise. We can begin to hear those whispers more clearly.
I like that.
And the connection with nature, that resonates deeply with me.
Me too.
Whenever I feel overwhelmed or lost, a walk in the woods always seems to clear my head and bring a sense of peace.
There's actually scientific evidence for this.
Really?
Studies have shown that spending time in nature lowers stress hormones, improves mood, and even boosts creativity.
Wow.
It's like we're hardwired to connect with the natural world,
It makes sense.
to find solace and rejuvenation in his presence.
Osho actually shares an anecdote about a Chinese nun who was initially disappointed when she was turned away from a village,
Oh.
but this unexpected detour led her to a secluded spot under cherry blossoms,
Oh, nice.
and she had this profound spiritual experience there.
Wow, so she was grateful in the end.
She later expressed gratitude, for being turned away, recognizing that the obstacle led to a greater opportunity.
It's amazing how that works, isn't it?
It is, it is.
It's a reminder that sometimes what we perceive as setbacks can actually be blessings in disguise.
Blessings in disguise.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's about having the flexibility and openness to see the potential for growth in every situation.
That's so important.
Think about a time in your life when a closed door led to an unexpected and positive outcome. How did that experience change your perspective?
That's such a great point to reflect on.
It is, it is.
And it leads us to one of Osho's most powerful concepts, the concept of sankalpa.
Sankalpa.
Yeah.
So this isn't just a casual wish or a fleeting desire.
Okay.
It's a resolute intention, a deep-seated commitment that engages both the conscious and unconscious mind.
So it's like a really serious intention.
It is. Got it.
Yeah. It's about aligning our actions with our deepest aspirations.
I see.
It's like planting a seed and tending to it with care, knowing that it has the potential to grow into something magnificent.
That's a beautiful analogy.
It is, but it requires more than just the initial planting.
Oh, right.
It requires consistent effort, unwavering focus, and a belief in the power of the seed to flourish. So it's not a one-time thing.
Not at all. It's an ongoing process.
And to help cultivate this powerful intention, Osho introduces a specific breathing exercise.
The breathing exercise.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
We'll have to hear more about that.
Yes, definitely. Welcome back. As we delve deeper into Osho's talk,
Yeah.
what strikes me is how he seamlessly blends ancient wisdom with practical advice.
Right.
It's not just about these lofty spiritual concepts. It's about taking action, breaking free from the patterns that hold us back.
He's all about putting things into practice.
He is. It's very practical.
And one of the first things he addresses, is our tendency to get stuck in these repetitive cycles of thought and behavior.
Oh, we know that one.
He even compares us to, machines.
Machines.
Yeah, mindlessly repeating the same actions, expecting different results.
It's so true, though.
It is, it is.
He's hitting on a crucial point there.
What's that?
Change requires conscious effort. It requires us to, step outside of our comfort zones.
Oh, I don't always like doing that.
It's not always easy.
It's not.
But it's necessary for growth.
Right.
To challenge those deeply ingrained beliefs and habits that keep us stuck.
The things we don't even realize are holding us back.
Exactly. And this is where his advice about limiting talking comes into play.
Oh, right. He calls talking the biggest disease of this century.
Wow. That's a strong statement.
It is, which admittedly sounds a bit extreme,
A little bit.
But when you think about it, how much of our day is filled with, mindless chatter, both internally and externally?
All the time. I know, right?
We're constantly bombarded with information, opinions, distractions.
It never stops.
It's like a never-ending stream of noise that can drown out the quiet voice of our intuition.
Our inner wisdom.
Exactly. Osho isn't advocating for complete silence, of course.
Right.
But he is encouraging us to become more mindful of our speech. To speak only when it's truly meaningful.
When it matters.
When it adds value. He challenges us to ask ourselves, what am I saying? Why am I saying it? Is it adding value to the conversation? Or am I just filling the space with empty words?
That's a good question to ask.
It is. It's about creating a space for deeper listening.
Deeper listening.
Yeah, both to ourselves and to others.
And this ties into his emphasis on spending time in nature.
Oh, yeah. He reminds us that we've become so disconnected from the natural world.
From the rhythms of the earth.
It's true. And this separation, it has a profound impact on our well-being.
It really does.
It's interesting because he doesn't just say, go spend time in nature.
Right.
He offers specific suggestions.
Like what?
Like going for walks alone, finding a quiet spot under a tree, and simply being present with the sights, sounds, and sensations.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's about really immersing yourself in the experience.
He even suggests imagining that we're the only person on the mountain, completely alone in this vast wilderness.
Wow, that's a powerful image.
It is. It's about cultivating a sense of solitude, even amidst a group of people.
I see. And that solitude, he argues, is essential for connecting with our inner truth, for hearing the whispers of our soul.
Makes sense.
It reminds me of that story he told about the Chinese nun who was grateful to be turned away from a village.
Oh yes, because it led her to a secluded spot under a cherry tree where she had a profound spiritual experience.
Exactly. What initially felt like a rejection turned into an unexpected opportunity for deep insight and connection.
That's so powerful.
This idea of finding opportunity in what appears to be an obstacle.
Right.
It's such a powerful shift in perspective.
It really is.
Have you ever experienced something similar in your own life?
Let me think.
A time when a closed door led to an unexpected and positive outcome.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think we all have,
it's those unexpected detours.
Life is full of twists and turns.
It's true.
And it's often in those unexpected detours that we discover hidden gems.
Hidden gems.
Yeah, and Osho encourages us to embrace those detours,
To be open to them.
to approach them with curiosity and openness rather than resistance,
He even suggests thanking those who seem to be creating obstacles.
thanking them.
Because, those obstacles might be pushing us in a direction we need to go.
That's a radical shift in perspective.
It is to see every experience, every encounter, as an opportunity for growth.
It requires a conscious effort to cultivate that perspective.
It does.
Osho emphasizes the importance of approaching, the retreat and life in general
Yeah.
with a sense of gratitude,
Gratitude for everything.
to appreciate every moment, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant.
Even the tough stuff.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that even the challenging moments, the uncomfortable moments, can serve our growth.
They can teach us something.
They can make us stronger.
Now, alongside these practices of silence, solitude, and gratitude,
Right.
Osho brings back the powerful concept of sankalpa, or resolute intention.
Oh, right, Sankalpa.
He explains that our minds are like vast oceans,
Oceans.
with most of our thoughts and desires swirling beneath the surface in the unconscious realm.
The unconscious mind. That's fascinating.
It is, and it's this unconscious realm, he argues, that we need to tap into if we want to create lasting change.
So it's not enough to just think about what we want.
Right. Sankalpa isn't just a surface-level wish.
It's deeper than that.
It's a deep-seated commitment that engages both our conscious and unconscious minds.
I'm starting to understand.
He compares it to Buddha's unwavering resolve to reach enlightenment.
Oh, wow. That's a powerful comparison.
It is. It's that level of determination, that unshakable belief in our potential that can propel us forward on our spiritual path.
It's inspiring.
It is. And remember that breathing exercise he introduced earlier,
The one where you hold your breath.
the one where you hold your breath while repeating your intention?
Yes.
He emphasizes doing this both at the beginning of each meditation session and right before falling asleep at night.
Before falling asleep.
Yeah, it's like you're sending a message to your subconscious, planting that seed of intention deep within your being. And what's so powerful about this practice is that it connects our intentions to the life force that flows through us with each breath.
Our breath is so important.
It is. It's the essence of life.
He also encourages his listeners to address any personal challenges or obstacles that might be hindering their progress.
Oh, right, because everyone's dealing with something.
He acknowledges that everyone has their own unique struggles, their own inner demons that they're grappling with.
And that these struggles can make it difficult to fully embrace the practices he's teaching.
It's true. Sometimes life gets in the way.
He suggests that if there's something specific that's weighing on you, something that's preventing you from finding peace or clarity, to bring it up during the retreat.
To talk about it openly.
He promises to offer personalized guidance, tailored to each individual's needs.
That's really compassionate of him.
It speaks to his compassion and understanding.
He knows that spiritual transformation isn't a one-size-fits-all journey.
It's unique to each person.
It requires us to meet ourselves where we are, with all our imperfections and vulnerabilities.
To be kind to ourselves.
To accept ourselves as we are.
It's about acknowledging our limitations, seeking support when we need it, and trusting that we have the inner resources to overcome any challenge.
So as we move into the final part of our exploration of Osho's teachings, remember this. You are not alone on this journey.
We're all in this together.
There are others who have walked this path before you, and there are those who are walking alongside you now.
And within you, there is a wellspring of wisdom and strength waiting to be tapped.
We all have that potential.
Trust in your own potential, embrace the practices that resonate with you, and allow yourself to be transformed by the power of your own intention.
Well, we're back for the final part of our deep dive into Osho's talk.
I know.
And man, this has been Challenging, but
Yeah.
inspiring.
Yeah.
Really inspiring.
He really gets you thinking.
He doesn't sugarcoat the effort required for real transformation, does he?
No, not at all. He's very direct about the commitment needed. He's essentially saying this isn't a passive process. You can't just sit back and wait.
You can't just sit back and wait for enlightenment fall into your lap.
Right.
You have to actively participate, push yourself,
Right.
and be willing to confront your own limitations.
Yeah, and one of the tools he emphasizes, as we've discussed, is the power of sankalpa
Right, that resolute intention.
that permeates our entire being.
Yeah, he even offers this fascinating example of how to cultivate that deep level of intention.
I want to hear more about this.
So he describes a breathing exercise where you completely exhale.
Oh, wow.
Hold your breath, and while holding your breath, you repeat your sankalpa over and over again.
That sounds intense.
It is. It's about harnessing the power of your breath and the feeling of urgency that arises when you hold it.
Okay.
It creates this heightened sense of awareness, a laser focus on your intention.
So your sankalpa becomes more than just words?
Exactly. It's infused with the very life force that flows through you.
That's powerful.
It is. And Osho suggests practicing this both at the beginning of each meditation session and right before falling asleep at night.
Right before bed.
That way, your intention is the last thing your conscious mind focuses on before drifting off,
I see.
allowing it to seep into your subconscious.
Interesting.
He even compares this practice to Buddha's unwavering resolve to reach enlightenment on the night he sat beneath the Bodhi tree.
Oh, wow.
Buddha vowed not to move until he achieved enlightenment.
Wow.
And that unwavering intention, that deep commitment, is what ultimately led to his awakening.
It's like setting that powerful intention and then letting it work its magic.
Exactly. It's a powerful reminder that we have that same capacity for unwavering intention within us. Osho is encouraging us to tap into that power,
Yeah.
to approach our own aspirations with a similar level of dedication and trust in the process.
He also stresses the importance of approaching any discomfort or difficulty that arises during the retreat with acceptance and even gratitude.
Oh yeah, that's important.
He's not saying to enjoy the challenges, but rather to see them as opportunities for growth.
Like the Chinese nun.
Oh, right. He shares a great anecdote about this.
Yeah, remember the Chinese nun who was turned away from the village?
Yes.
Initially, she was disappointed, but then that rejection led her to a profound spiritual experience under the cherry tree.
Right, and she ended up thanking the villagers for closing their doors to her.
Right, because their actions led her to something far more valuable than just a place to sleep.
Sometimes you have to get lost to find yourself.
Exactly. It's about trusting that even when things don't go as planned, there's a greater wisdom at play,
Guiding us.
guiding us toward what we truly need. Osho is encouraging us to shift our perspective,
To see challenges as opportunities.
to see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow.
So, as we wrap up our deep dive into Osho's talk,
It's been quite a journey.
let's recap the key takeaways.
Okay.
Cultivate a deep thirst for truth,
With a burning desire.
a burning desire to connect with something more.
Nurture hope and a positive outlook.
Yeah, believing in your potential for transformation. Embrace silence, solitude, and connection with nature to quiet the external noise.
And connect with your inner wisdom,
Harness the power of sankalpa
that resolute intention.
that permeates your entire being.
And finally, approach every experience, every challenge with acceptance and gratitude.
Recognizing that even the most difficult moments can serve our growth,
It's about showing up, doing the work, and trusting the process.
even when it's uncomfortable or challenging.
Please like, share and subscribe.